So when we say high net worth person, usually that's someone who has assets of at least 10 million pesos. No? So when you have 10 million pesos, technically you're typically considered a high net worth person. And then, of course, as you gradually grow your assets or as the assets increase, you become a very high net worth person, an ultra high net worth person. And of course, the investments that are made available to you, sometimes they vary. Kasi nga, as your net worth grows, you become a little bit more risk-taking or you're able to take on greater risk. Kaya nagwa-widen yung investment opportunities pagka lumalawak yung net worth mo.
Even if you are in a high-level executive, kahit naging employee ka, you can also be a high net worth, naging doktor ka, naging lawyer, posible din. So, syempre, it really depends on how you manage and grow your finances. How do you define a high net worth person?
Yeah. So essentially, especially in the context of a private banking client, no. So a high net person is someone who has a lot of assets. Usually, it's in mostly in cash, but it can also be in other forms, no, like existing investments, properties, and the like. And a private bank specifically caters to these types of people kasi sila usually yung kailangan ng some sort of assistance or advisory when it comes to handling their wealth because as we all know they're preoccupied with their with other important matters, their businesses, their jobs. So our role is to help them maximize their wealth so they don't have to do the nitty-gritty of that part na.
Yeah, okay. Pero kasi when we say net worth, to some people, meron siyang quantifiable na number. At least in your opinion, anong range ng assets niya, whether properties or cash, ano yung category na pag sinabing gantong amount, o sige, high net worth na siya? Or kung may iba pang categories, kasi baka may ultra high, may super high, I don't know kung ano yung mga categories ba?
Yeah. Yeah, so when we say high net worth person, usually that's someone who has assets of at least 10 million pesos. So when you have 10 million pesos, technically you're typically considered a high net worth person. And then, of course, as you gradually grow your assets or as the assets increase, you become a very high net worth person, an ultra high net worth person. And of course, the investments that are made available to you, sometimes they vary. Kasi nga, as your net worth grows, you become a little bit more risk-taking or you're able to take on greater risk. Kaya nagwa-widen yung investment opportunities pagka lumalawak yung net worth mo.
Yeah, so kumbaga, at least in your context, 10 million, that's already considered yung sa high net worth.
Yes.
Is that strictly yung cash that they have in the bank? Or for example, meron akong 5 million na cash, tapos may 5 million ako worth na condo, am I considered as high net worth in your context? O cash position dapat yung 10 million?
Yeah, so typically it should be in assets that can be transferred or handled by the bank. No? So usually that's going to be cash, or if you have existing paper investments like stocks, bonds, pwede yan makombine. Kasi it's something that from the bank's perspective, that's the assets under management within the bank. So yung mga condo kasi, although it adds to your personal net worth, but you can't register or you can't place your condo under the control of a bank or under the responsibility of a bank kasi you would need a property manager for it. So ibang usapan na ulit yun. So it's mostly cash equivalents, and then other paper assets like stocks and the like.
Yeah. Yung paper assets, kailangan ba paper assets that's in your company, in your bank, or pwedeng nasa ibang institution yung paper assets? Let's say, umabot naman ng 10 million, pero not necessarily dun pa naka-deposit sa inyo. Can that be considered, or dapat under your institution para masabi high net worth siya?
Yeah, so typically it has to be lodged in the institution, in the bank itself. So if it's lodged somewhere else, pwedeng another bank might be the one to consider you high net, something like that. So it has to be lodged within the bank kasi of course for ano na din, for visibility purposes, so that your investment manager, your fund manager will have an idea, no, of how to manage your funds properly, and they can advise you better when it comes to making investment and then banking decisions.
Right. Yung sinabi mo, no, 'di ba may high net worth, tas ultra high, anong ano na 'yun? Anong category na 'yon? 100 million na ba 'yon? Yung ultra high? Anong if pwedeng i-share, ano yung mga categories?
Yeah. So actually there's no official categories naman within us na ganon. Parang just to segregate para lang when we talk amongst each other, where parang you already know na, oy, I have an ultra high net worth client. So the person you're talking to has an idea na baka nasa 50M or baka nasa 100M na yung mini-min niya. So it's mostly just that naman. But in terms of the actual categories within the bank, once you're a private banking client, that means you have at least 10 million pesos. So in terms of yung official name or yung tagging for a client within the bank, that's how it goes lang naman. So nothing too specific like that.
Yeah. At least you know lang na, okay, at least if you know kung ultra high, mas alam nyo kung ano ma-offer na investment products. Yun naman rin naman yung point doon eh. Yung question ko din, kasi I'm sure there are people who are watching Stock Smarts, they are probably millionaires din or baka nasa high net worth na sila, or at least, let's say, aspiring. If you can just share, based on your experience bilang relationship manager, ano yung profile generally ng mga high net worth clients? Sila ba ay business people? Sila ba ay politician? Sila ba ay engineer or nagwo-work sa IT? At least for people na kunwari estudyante, kasi there are also students watching, maisip nila, ay, ganyan pala para maging high network, ganyang klaseng trabaho or ganyang industriya. They can be at least given inspiration to it. So, kung pwede ma-disclose, kung okay lang ma-disclose.
It's ano naman, but most of them, of course, are going to be businessmen. No? That's majority of the clients, businessmen, kasi yun, usually they're the ones that generate a lot more revenues than, an employee. We also handle corporations. That's not beyond our scope. No? So there are actually corporations also that have private banking accounts. No? So it's not unique naman din. And then in terms of employees, usually nandun sila sa mga executives na, yung mga VP, stuff like that. That's typically when we see employee clients, no, na usually nandun sa ganung level kasi nga the net worth should be around this much. So usually it's associated with employees who are, executives of usually larger corporations or well-known corporations.
Right. Basically, at least based on your experience in handling finances, the high net worth people generally nasa business people, also sa mga top level executives na yung mga director. How about mga engineer, doktor, o hindi masyado? Bihira.
For self-employed, also they also have that. No? Yung engineers like contractors, they have that. They have their own construction firms. So, pero it's somewhat like a business na din. Similar, of course, doctors. Most of them are very, very good earners naman. They have lots of avenues for income. So, we have clients that are like that then. So it's really a wide mix. Kaya that the role is quite exciting kasi you talk to different people and then you have to, fit your advisory into their specific goals, into their specific personality. So it's nice.
Right, yeah. And the good thing with what you said, it's not just, kasi yun yung impression minsan para yumaman talaga businessman Yes, I mean, I think yun naman rin talaga generally. Pero even if you are in a high-level executive, kahit naging employee ka, you can also be a high net worth, naging doktor ka, naging lawyer, posible din. So, syempre, it really depends on how you manage and grow your finances.